what's required also, Deepika, is that today's world, upskill is the right word you said, because we have to keep changing our skills, and we need skills that are useful in everyday life. They're not just book skills.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure how many of you recollect the AV that was shown yesterday, the skill development AV, where the skills were varied. It wasn't just about textbooks and banking and IT. There were also women learning how to sew. There was manufacturing. There's so many different skills that are being taught.
Absolutely. And you know, Deepak, coming back to these grounds, which is the Andhra University College of Engineering grounds, obviously a very important location in Visakhapatnam.
Yes.
The idea with this, we've got 5 different hangars where we're doing, this is the main hall, we've got dining, we've got a hall for the media, along with for our VIPs and dignitaries, we've got those breakaway halls. We've got, but that's not just that is here. There's so much else that is happening outside. We've got these amazing short cultural performances that are happening outside, which people can see, be a privy to. There is also so many beautiful installations, and I definitely want to highlight that there's so much greenery outside. And no, I don't mean just the green carpet, but I mean the actual plants that have been put out. They make it look so beautiful. They bring out what Andhra Pradesh stands for. There are these interesting installations. I've seen a lot of people been taking selfies with that. Did you manage to get a selfie as well?
Not a selfie. I was lucky enough to, the people offered to take me a nice proper photograph. So yes, I did, particularly near the parrot. Since that was a symbol of the event.
Absolutely. So we're obviously here when the aim of this, just to recap, is that we are having this Global Investors Summit, 3rd and 4th March, and today here at Visakhapatnam, Vizag. The idea is also, today's day 2, day 1 was very exciting. Day 2 is also a great lineup of speakers here who will be sharing their insights. It's always good, you know, again, Deepika, as they say in English, you know, there's that phrase that says to hear it from the horse's mouth. So it's always good to hear what these industry titans have to, because, you know, again, they're not just restricted to Andhra Pradesh or even India for that matter. They are working
across the country and across the globe. And this is the other thing I was talking about, you know, the swiftness in which they move from words to action, this government. So this was a 2-day crisp event, right, or rather 1.5 days. And yesterday we had industry stalwarts, titans of the industry in India, coming and speaking about what they've already done here and how much faith they have. And today we have a slew of memorandums already signed. While all of this is going on, there are conversations happening in 3 other seminar halls. So everything is happening really quickly.
I'm pretty sure, and I felt this yesterday just seeing the agenda, and I was also wondering which hall should I go to, because those interesting conversations, of course, in the main plenary hall, we had the inaugural, and then we took a break here, and the sessions continued in the 3 breakaway seminar halls. But I was also wondering which one to go to, because there's such interesting sessions, interesting sectors. Off the top of my mind, I remember a few of them. There's on agri and food processing, automobiles, and EVs. Again, EVs, very important place, and Andhra Pradesh is a great hub for EVs and renewable energy.
I was just going to say, I would have personally chosen renewable energy because we do have the 2nd longest coastline, which means we have access to a lot of ocean, and that ocean is a great advantage to generate, you know, natural power. So,
and in fact, the ocean also helps Andhra Pradesh be a leader in food processing, agri, because they're a leader, again, off the top of my mind, if I remember, Andhra Pradesh is a leader in shrimp, in egg, in I think maybe palm oil. I might have the figures wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but you'll get all that information on the advantageap.in website. In fact, the government, you know, Deepika, has made it so easy, because on that website, there are downloadable.
Everything is so succinctly, you know, in the form of diagrams. If you go to the advantageap.in website, all of what we're telling you is given to you in these succinct little visual things with little write-ups, logos with write-ups.
And the beauty of it is there is so much information that is downloadable. In fact, like you were asking me about the road shows. At the road shows, whatever presentations were made by government officials are available on that website. And the important part is that anybody might have some questions.
Right.
All contact details of the concerned people are on that website in those PPTs. So you download the PPT, you'll get information about that sector as well as who is your contact person, who should you be talking to get more information or to figure out what's the way ahead for that space. I was telling you a little bit about the sectors. So obviously automobiles, EVs, agri, food processing, IT, electronics. It's really good in textiles and handlooms. That's another.
Handlooms, textile is again a huge part of both culture and trade and industry. Roti, kapda, makan.
Absolutely. Industrial logistics infrastructure. You spoke about that, about how 3 of the major pathways run through the state of Andhra Pradesh. And of course, there is aerospace and defense. Now, that's another upcoming, they also in business parlance, they also say about sunrise sector.
Yes.
So the aerospace and defense again is one important sector in the space of any business.
And there is an aeropolis being built in Andhra Pradesh. I read this
Right.
on the Advantage AP website.
Great.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure the audience, if they haven't already, we would suggest that you do visit the AdvantageAP.in website. Exactly. So we will be joined shortly by the Honorable Chief Minister and other dignitaries. But Deepika, like we were saying, the beauty of the state, what I also like about the state is, the versatility. It's interesting, the culture, the heritage. What I had read up was that the state of Andhra Pradesh has been in existence even in the English calendar we talk about AD, BC and BC. This has been there in some form even before. So
yes, versatility is in our DNA, in our grain. Buddhism entered the country through Andhra Pradesh. We share a border with Orissa. We are a coast. So we have also, it's a trade route anywhere where there is a coast. So yes, versatility is very much a part of, and even entrepreneurship. We were talking about innovation and startups. You'll find that entrepreneurship is also very, very big in Andhra.
So some of our dignitaries are here. We're waiting just for the Honorable Chief Minister. He'll be joining us shortly as well. It's going to be an exciting day of conversations. We have some very important topics that would be covered. We have people from different walks of life. In fact, the dignitaries that will be coming and speaking to us during the valedictory function, they will be talking both from their own experience of having already invested in Andhra Pradesh, having already been running their business, as well as their intent. So they will be sharing a lot of information that I think would be really important for our audience to know about, to hear about, and that will definitely help build more of the momentum that has been generated, not just through this summit, but even before the summit.
Yes, in the run-up to the summit as well. The momentum is on. I feel like they haven't taken a pause at all. They're just continuing on with the actions that they're taking.
And that I think is really important, because that's where, progress is made one step at a time. But, and what they say as wisdom, people say in old, the words that have been carried forward by our forefathers, is that the aim is to keep moving. You might be making one step, you might do 10 steps. So that's what I think is important, that this momentum has started, and they're ensuring that this momentum keeps going on.
Yes.
Because that is where progress comes about. We're also, going to be talking a lot about, again, coming back to the sectors. Why I keep coming back to the sectors? Because people might be wanting to know more about that. Already, Visakhapatnam is a big hub for IT. I believe the government is...
also hospitality and tourism.
Hospitality and tourism is a very important sector for the government. I mean, it's got heritage we spoke about.
Yes, and it's all intertwined. You know, the more investment there is, the more people that the state and the city are going to see visiting. So it's sort of connected, all of these sectors growing together.
Absolutely. And there is so much of innovation. So again, we've heard so much talk over the last few decades about the startups and MSMEs and innovation. I think that is one important part for the Andhra Pradesh government, because they are focusing to promote innovation.
Absolutely. Enterprise and entrepreneurship is in the DNA of the people of this state.
That's the important part. I think because that is where progress comes from. And one thing is about setting up industries, but it is also, that is one very important part, But those are, if you think of it, at the start, they were all entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And that is the important part of promoting entrepreneurship to help not just provide employment for themselves, but for a whole community.
Not just that, when a state is high on entrepreneurial, competence, I think that state is in a position to keep re-evaluating itself. So, for example, on the Advantage AP website and on the website of the Global Investors Summit, many of you would have read that many redundant acts have been repealed. Definitely the number was over 10 and close to 20, the correct numbers on the website. But the Honorable Chief Minister has repealed redundant acts, and they have instituted newer policies that are more conducive to business, startups, innovation and enterprise in today's day and age. And that is huge. Again, proof of the pudding when he says decentralized, policy-centric, investment-centric government. He's actually done something to make sure that policies are contemporary. And he's also brought down the time to start business has been reduced to 18 days in Andhra Pradesh.
Wow.
Again, all of this information you will find on the Advantage AP website, because these are the very advantages that are being offered to investors investing in Andhra Pradesh.
So we'd now like to just invite some of our dignitaries who are gathered here.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Deepika, let's invite up on stage our dignitaries who are here. We have Shri Gajanan Nabad. He's the CEO and Managing Director of Nova Air. Sir, can we have you on stage, please?
Shri Vineet Mittalji, Chairman, Avada Group. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
Shri Satyanarayana Chava, the founder and CEO of Loris Labs.
Dr. Vamsi Krishna Bandi, Managing Director, Hetero Group of Companies. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
We also have Shri Santanam B, the Chief Executive Officer of Saint-Gobain in Asia Pacific and India.
Shri Mr. Sergio Lee, Director and Group Head India Operations, Apache and Hilltop Group. May I raise, please? And
we also have Srimati Suchitra K. Ella. She's the Chairperson, CII Southern Region and Managing Director of Bharat Biotech International Limited.
Shri Satish Reddy Garu, Chairman, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
We request our dignitaries to please settle down on the dais, and we will be starting the program very, very shortly. The Honorable Chief Minister is also expected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this already on stage, we have such a power-packed lineup who have graced this occasion and who we will all be shortly hearing from. They, of course, bring a lot of important insights that will be helping all of us to know more, not just about Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, their insight into what the future of their respective sectors and industries is in India, and what role Andhra Pradesh is already playing in that story, what role Andhra Pradesh could play in the future.
Exactly. And the aim, what you said, Deepika, last, what's the role that it could play in the future? I believe that it will play a very important role, not just in the growth of the state, but of the country.
Yes.
In fact, I believe the state GDP is higher. It's in double-digit growth, and it's the highest compared to any of the other states in the country. So that, I think, is a very important statistic that should be focused on, that should be highlighted. We also have, you were earlier saying about the ease of doing business and how quickly they are able to use give permissions and start off business. And this is where I believe the government is also using technology. And I think technology, of course, has really revolutionized every sector, revolutionized the world. Andhra Pradesh is using that well. And the new horizon of fintech, I think that is also Andhra Pradesh.
That is one, but again here culture and the individual comes into play, because I remember you said there isn't red tapeism in this government, and therefore things move fast. And yesterday the Honorable Chief Minister also said that any problems you have, just give my office a phone call, and that commitment to an open audience
is very important, very sizable, very momentous, because it is that is what people require,
that confidence that we are there for you, the government is there to back you up.
Ease of access, so that they can, any concerns that can be addressed. And in fact, we've seen this whole, in fact, we had so many MOUs, we are going to have some more also. Yesterday also MOUs were signed. It's interesting, it's heartwarming to see the commitment both from industry and government to make this happen. In fact,
and it was particularly encouraging to hear from those who have already invested and reaped the benefits of Advantage Andhra Pradesh. I think that instills far more confidence in those who have come here exploring where they can forge opportunities.
Absolutely. In fact, Deepika, at the road shows also, they spoke about, we were talking about industries at the road shows, and there were many industries that showed their interest. Again, this part of being accessible, ease of access to an audience, that was shown at the road shows, because we had a question answer session and many people put up their hand. Some had queries that they wanted answers to, which were answered, or at least was said that, listen, we will address it, and numbers were exchanged, email contacts were exchanged, and many also put up their hand and wanted to share their opinion of their experience and what they are looking forward to. So that helps also know the pulse of what the investors want.
Absolutely, yes.
And the other parts on the road shows there were a lot of insights that came in, which again the government was very open to. They were open to hear. That, I think, is very important, to show the collaboration, the commitment, because the state government is also saying that we are here. You have some industries that you are interested in, that you feel are important and where you need their support.
Open. They've left it open to people to express their interests.
Absolutely.
And explore new areas. Like you rightly said, the government has named 13 sectors as focus sectors, but that doesn't mean that
it's only those
sectors. I think what the government is really trying to say here is that we are open. We have the natural resources and we have the skill and the will in terms of policies and a supportive and proactive government. So if you have an idea, come and tell us and invest here, and let's partner on this.
Lovely. Deepika, the other part what I've enjoyed about Andhra Pradesh is the food. Now I feel like I have a low tolerance of spice, and all my friends and say, "Tu wahan jaake kya khayega?" Andhra Pradesh food is the best food for people that love the spice.
So see, that is the thing, that spice is generally an overpowering element of food. So it overpowers all the other things, but not just spice. We have a lot of very unique sweets in Andhra Pradesh. We also have, each vegetable in the Telugu style can be cooked in at least 5 different ways.
Oh, wow.
We also have an abundance of vegetables down south in general and particularly in Andhra Pradesh. And the other thing is, in any Andhra household you go to, any vegetable can be made into a chutney. That's the other beautiful thing. Any vegetable can be made into a chutney, and we use a lot of green chili spices. It's really not so harsh on the gut. It's a lot of vitamin C, and it actually helps in digestion. But for those of you who are not from Andhra Pradesh, and those of you who've come, internationally, you can just let people at restaurants know that you'd like something less spicy. We do have dishes that are not, power-packed with spice.
No, that's for sure, because I've enjoyed all my meals in my stay here in Vizag.
Even gunpowder. So the name gunpowder reeks of spice, but idlis with gunpowder is quite popular, and not all of them are spicy.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
I also believe that sambar is something to rave about and absolutely
Absolutely.
delicious.
So what is different from the sambar in Andhra is that we use tamarind for as part of the seasoning. So that gives it a distinct taste from, let's say, the Udupi sambar or the Karnataka sambar.
I've also been informed, Deepika, right now that we are also awaiting the arrival of the 2 honorable union ministers. We are expecting shortly Sri G. Kishan Reddy, the honorable union minister of Culture, Tourism and Development of Northern Eastern Region with the Government of India, and also Sri Sarbananda Sonowal, the honorable union minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush with the Government of India. We are waiting there.
A lot of support from the union government as well for
Absolutely.
this event and for all the investment being garnered by the state.
So we are waiting for them to arrive also, and then we would be kick-starting the valedictory session. But Deepika, like we can talk, we can talk so much about the state of Andhra Pradesh. What I also, again, we've said this earlier about the coastline, but I feel that also developing that coastline is important,
and that's what's being done. 6 ports up and running already, and 4 ports under development.
Exactly. The other part is also, earlier also, like I mentioned, and people might think that we're kind of repeating ourselves, but it's also important to highlight these parts, because that is where growth...
The advantage in Andhra Pradesh lies.
Exactly, where abundance meets prosperity.
Yes.
That is the key word, the abundance, where other states, other cities are struggling for space, for water, for electricity. All 3 for workforce, and all 4 of these elements are in abundance in Andhra Pradesh, which helps not just the development of industry, business, economy, but also the development of society as a whole. That holistic growth that we earlier spoke about is also pretty much right here in Andhra Pradesh.
I also noticed even on the website of Advantage AP, they mentioned quality power supply, which is very important. It's not just about having power supply, but having a really power-packed power supply.
Exactly, and enough power to sustain living as well as industry. That is important to bring about that growth. Once again, we'd like to welcome all our delegates who've joined in. Thank you for patiently waiting. We do have an exciting lineup of speakers here, followed by a beautiful, lovely cultural event. I mean, in fact, there will be 2 cultural performances. So we have a cultural section.
We have again a Kuchipudi and a fusion dance.
Navratnalu performance. Navratnalu performance today, followed by the iconic Karsh Kale and team performing right here on this stage, which will be happening very shortly after this valedictory function.
I'm sorry, I'm going back to power, but it just occurred to me because we just saw the signing of so many renewable energy MOUs. So we already have an abundance of power, and further with renewable energy, that power is going to be notched up.
But Deepika, a lot what they say that an action speaks louder than words, and videos also speak louder than words. So we have a lovely video that we'd like to show the audience. It's a short video, and earlier we were talking about startups and innovation. So here's a short video on startups. Let's take a look at that.
Leader in startup and innovation ecosystem. India is the third largest startup ecosystem globally with over 81,000 plus DPIIT recognized startups. Out of these, nearly 50% of startups hail from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Andhra Pradesh has a vibrant startup and innovation ecosystem in various sectors spread across the 26 districts of the state. The Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society has been established to nurture a conducive and startup-friendly environment for next-generation entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams and compete globally. The society has set up incubation hub centers at Visakhapatnam, Tirupati, Vijayawada and Kakinada with 65,000 square feet incubation space for supporting the startups. These incubation hubs provide curated services such as mentoring, product prototyping, market access, funding assistance, growth acceleration, IP support, and legal assistance. Special emphasis is laid on supporting startups working in rural areas and also in the sectors of circular economy, sustainability, and green energy.
Once the quality of education is improvised, automatically you will have children with better IQ levels. And these children with better IQ levels are the people that you're talking about who can use these drones, who know how to use these drones at that village level. So that is when sustainable economy at the village level will take place.
The startups led by women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe entrepreneurs are provided additional support through seed funding and other fiscal incentives. Andhra Pradesh has 30 incubators and accelerators spread across various educational and research institutions in the state. Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society acts as a network of networks by coordinating with the incubators and accelerators, providing opportunities for sharing infrastructure and resources, and organizing a common pool of mentors and investors. AP Startup One portal is an integrated digital platform for startups, incubators, mentors, and investors to connect, explore, and network. The portal acts as a one-stop shop for availing various benefits offered by the government of Andhra Pradesh. Through the AP Startup One portal, a series of innovation challenges and hackathons are being hosted that engage with government departments, academia, and industry. With these initiatives, Andhra Pradesh is poised to become the leader in startup and innovation ecosystem and provide glorious opportunities for youth to harness their talent and innovation.
And that was the AV on startups. We hope you enjoyed it and also took away some information about the startup environment in Andhra Pradesh. Coming up, we have an AV on one of Andhra Pradesh's favorite sectors. I say favorite because, so many of our youth are in this sector, the IT sector, the information technology sector. Everything today is digital and digital transformation.
Before we go into that, sorry, we're just being joined by the Honorable Industries Minister, Shri Gudivada Amarnath sir. If we can have you on stage also. Right, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sorry, you were talking about the IT sector.
I was saying that, the upcoming sector is Andhra Pradesh's favorite sector.
We'd also just like to invite up on stage Shri Rajesh Mandavewala, the Managing Director of Wealth Fund Group. He's also here with us. So if we can have you on stage joining us. Now, we'll also shortly be joined by the Honorable Chief Minister, sir. Let's talk. So yes, we were talking about the IT sector, why it's important. And
Not just important, also a favorite of the state. I was saying that so many of our youth are in that generation. Everyone's in IT and computing. And why not? Today is the day and age of digital transformation. And it's really cool the way the government is using digital transformation as well. We are looking forward to a lot of investment in Andhra Pradesh in the IT sector.
exactly. And, Shri Guriwala Amarnath ji is also the Minister for IT, and we've had these detailed discussions at the road shows about that sector as well. Exactly like you said about how the state is using that to take it one step forward, to make these growth happen, to bring about progress. And using IT, not just in the space of IT, but using that as an offshoot and helping growth in other areas. Again, when I say areas, I just don't mean business sectors, but in life, in all aspects.
Absolutely. IT is an enabler in every aspect of life.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join Sumit and me as we welcome the young, dynamic, visionary, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu. Please welcome him to this venue.
And we are also joined by Shri G. Kishan Reddy, the Honorable Union Minister of Culture, Tourism and Development of North Eastern Region, Government of India. Thank you, sir, for joining us here on the dais.
అందరికీ వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం అందరినీ నమస్కారం స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం
We're also joined by the Honorable Industries Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Guriwala Amarnath sir, along with the Honorable Finance Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Bukanna Rajendranath sir. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here today.
I'd also like to bring your attention to someone we have in the audience in the very first row, someone who's brought a lot of pride and laurels to the country and stands tall and proud in her achievements, the badminton champion PV Sindhu. Thank you for joining us.
We will now start the proceedings of the valedictory session, and all that we've been talking about, to hear from these dignitaries, who will be sharing their points of view, sharing their thoughts, and very importantly, sharing their vision for the way ahead here in Andhra Pradesh at the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023 in Visakhapatnam.
Under the able leadership of its young and dynamic Chief Minister, the Honorable Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Andhra Pradesh has progressed immensely, creating new benchmarks with a strong, decentralized, citizen-centric government. The state of Andhra Pradesh has embarked on a new journey of sustainable development through inclusive growth. And there you have the audience cheering for their beloved Chief Minister. Abundant with advantages in every aspect, be it geographical, be it agricultural, industrial, infrastructural, Andhra Pradesh is a state where industry flourishes in a host of thrust sectors facilitated by a growth-oriented and supportive government. We have the skill, we have the will, in the form of this supportive government, and we have the natural resources for you to come and leverage the advantage of Andhra Pradesh towards our collective prosperity.
Exactly. And now, to start the proceedings of the valedictory session, I'd like to invite the Chief Secretary to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Dr. K.S. Jawahar Reddy, to give us the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Honorable Union Minister for Tourism, Culture and North Eastern Development, Sri G. Kishan Reddy Garu, Honorable Ministers of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Captains from industry who are on the dais, Honorable MPs, MLAs and MLCs of the state of Andhra Pradesh, officers, from Government of India and Government of Andhra Pradesh, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you. A very warm welcome to all of you at the Valedictory Session of Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023 at Visakhapatnam. I am delighted to note that this summit has been a resounding success, with participants from different parts of the world coming together and collectively exploring progressive business opportunities and forging strong, sustainable partnerships for collaboration and growth. I am confident that the partnerships and collaborations formed during this summit will create a robust and sustainable economic ecosystem in Andhra Pradesh. Over the last 2 days, we had the privilege of hosting sessions on 15 different sectors, ranging from information technology, industrial logistics and infrastructure, renewable energy and green hydrogen, healthcare, aerospace, defense, automobiles, electronics, tourism and pharmaceuticals. And there were also 4 country sessions with United Arab Emirates, Netherlands, Vietnam and Western Australia, in which we have witnessed engaging discussions on sectoral trends and showcasing Andhra Pradesh potential across these diverse industries. At this summit, we have brought together industry experts, thought leaders and government officials to share their experiences and insights on investment opportunities in Andhra Pradesh. We hope that these sessions have facilitated in understanding the abundant opportunities available in the state and starting the process of forging constructive partnerships to accelerate the state's economic growth. As a state, we have fast-track institutional mechanism that ensures all industry approvals within 21 days and also a single window that brings together 96 services of 24 government departments in one place. We would like to reassure industry fraternity that we will take great care in providing the necessary hand-holding support to the corporate sector through their investment journey in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We hope that all of you had a very memorable and engaging experience at the Global Investors Summit 2023 in Andhra Pradesh. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. K.S. Jawahar Reddy Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, a conducive business environment, robust industrial infrastructural, strong logistics infrastructure, strategic location, quality power and water availability, industry-ready skilled workforce, raw material availability and low cost of doing business. These are the 8 key tenets on which the state of Andhra Pradesh supports the success of its industries. I would now like to invite the Honorable Minister of Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investment and Information Technology from the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Gudivada Amarnath Garu, to please give his address.
Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu, Honorable Union Minister for Tourism and Culture, Shri Kishan Reddy Garu, my colleagues, ministers from the state government, Honorable Chief Secretary Jawahar Reddy Garu, distinguished industry leaders on the dais, esteemed industry leaders of the dais, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. As we come to the close of Andhra Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2023, I would like to start with a short verse in Telugu by the legendary poet Sri Gurujada Apparao Garu. దేశమును ప్రేమించుమన్నా మంచి అన్నది పెంచుమన్నా ఒట్టి మాటలు కట్టిపెట్టోయ్ గట్టి మేలు తలపెట్టవోయ్ Translating it into English, it simply means love your country, spread its goodness, minimize any shallow talk, and put in great efforts instead. I believe that this short verse clearly reflects the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu. He is a man of few words and stays away from publicity, but his game-changing and transformational efforts across spheres of governance truly reflects his love for the state and its people. The impressive lineup of several business tycoons who graced the state over the past 2 days and extended support in terms of investments to the state of Andhra Pradesh can be attributed to the Honorable Chief Minister's credibility, his vision, his virtue of living up to his word, and as Mr. Dalmia said yesterday, his Joes as highlighted yesterday. Both yesterday post the inaugural session and today we have seen hectic deliberations on multiple sectors with the prospect of developing these sectors as economic drivers of Andhra Pradesh. I'm sure that these discussions will help pave the path for future investments and strategic reforms. Over the years, Andhra Pradesh has historically attracted investments all across the sectors, both from domestic investors as well as from the industry, from the international investors. In the last 2 days of the summit, we look back at the eminent industry leaders who have been present on the dais and varied sectors that they represented. Andhra Pradesh is that one state that can give opportunities across the spectrum, across sectors, and across the value chain. Andhra Pradesh has all houses facilities of companies from countries representing North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Africa. The strong international community at the summit clearly reflects our global connect. While supporting a larger anchor investments, our government also provides special emphasis on support to our vibrant MSME sector, which is a critical component of Andhra Pradesh economic growth and employment channel. Over the past 1.5 days, as part of many conversations that I have had, the overwhelming sentiment within the industry is of optimism and dynamism. To match the abundant strengths of the state in terms of resources, talent, and infrastructure availability, our government will work with equal measure of energy and enthusiasm to meet our expectations. We look forward to working with all of you to develop Andhra Pradesh as one of India's economic power engines under the dynamic leadership of Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu. Thank you one and all for coming to the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam, the city of destiny. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shri Gudiwala Amarnath, sir. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Now, Nova Air has focused on developing solutions using cutting-edge application technology, and we'd like to hear more from them. So I'd like to invite the CEO and Managing Director of Nova Air, Shri Gajanan Nabar, for his address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Honorable Union Minister for Culture and Tourism, Mr. Krishnan Reddy Garu, all the ministers in the cabinet of Andhra Pradesh, dignitaries on the state dais, dignitaries of the dais, and ladies and gentlemen. What lovely these 2 days have been, very exciting, full of joy, full of excitement, very enriching personally for me. And we've seen a lot of confidence and trust in the state leadership, in the state team. And the trust and confidence is rightly put by all the industry captains. Because this is a state which is number one in growth, 11.47%, which is number one in ease of doing business, has such a fantastic visionary leadership, very, very sound foundation of policies, excellent administrative machinery to roll out the policies, and more than that, abundant natural resources, great talent pool, and now fast-growing ecosystem. What more an industry person can ask? So this 13.5 lakh crore of commitment, the trust which is entrusted by the government and the industry captain is absolutely validated. This is a valedictory session, and many like me and my colleagues who have already invested in Andhra Pradesh, we already have committed to Andhra Pradesh, we have become part of Andhra Pradesh. We can vouch for this. Let me share my experience as NoAir. We are an oxygen company. Everybody got to know oxygen during the COVID phase. I mean, we've always been breathing it, but we got aware of oxygen when COVID hit us badly. And we built our oxygen plant right through the COVID waves. And let me tell you, the industry benchmark for building such plants are 18 to 20 months. And NoAir team, with a lot of support, encouragement, and hand-holding by the governmental agencies, built this in 14 months. We were very well supported by even Sri City team to get us where we were. So, let me quote Paulo Coelho, is a Brazilian poet, which says, the future is shaped by examples and not by opinions. And here are there abundant examples of how an industry is handheld, encouraged, supported by the whole Andhra team to make it successful. And let me quote from Honorable Chief Minister Sir's yesterday's speech. He said, we are just a phone call away. And let me tell you, with my experience, it's absolutely true. This is our experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm very fortunate to be part of this exciting journey. I wish all the very best to the state of Andhra Pradesh to propel in the next level of growth and all the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Shri Gajanan Nabarji. Clean energy transition is of both national and international importance, and Andhra Pradesh is leading the way in promoting the renewable energy sector and is well positioned to drive India's sustainable economic development going forward. I'd like to invite the chairperson of Avada Group, Shri Vineet Mittalji, for his address to this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Shri Jagan Mohan Reddy ji, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Reddy ji, Honorable Union Minister of Tourism and Culture, Shri Amarnath ji, Honorable Minister of Industries and Commerce and IT, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Dr. K.S. Johar Reddy, Honorable Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh, distinguished guests, friends from industry, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to convey my warm greetings to Honorable CM Jagan Mohan Garu and his team for pulling such an exceptional investment into Andhra and setting up a role model for rest of the country. With this level of commitment in investment, I think what Andhra can look for in itself to become a $1 trillion economy, maybe the year would be determined by the phase at which these projects get implemented and turn into reality. For us, Andhra has been part of our journey since more than a decade, from a small project in Pulivendala, and we had an exceptional experience in executing that project. That was the first solar plant in the state, and Honorable PM had awarded us for that particular project. So it's part of our success and growth journey. Andhra plays a very, very important role, friends. And as India is moving towards driver engine in renewable energy space worldwide and becoming net zero maverick in the world, Andhra is playing a very, very vital role. What Andhra has done, it's blessed with abundance of sun god, wind, and they have done a outstanding job in identifying the sites for the pumped hydro. So usually solar and wind are intermittent supplies, and you need a form of storage to balance it out, where Andhra has taken the leadership role, and with the right mix of solar, wind, pumped hydro, state will become pioneer not just in India but across the world in green energy transition. And as many of you know that many countries in the West have started imposing carbon border adjustment taxes for exporting to those nations. And because of the green approach of Andhra, it would become favorable destination for manufacturers to set up who are particularly focusing on Europe or other Western world. But Europe has already introduced CBAM. So there is a huge differentiating factor which Andhra is already developing in that space. And I think its government has realized that opportunity early on and is on path to monetize it successfully. The reason what excites us to Andhra Pradesh is not only the success story we had from the first project, second project. I think it's their strategy and in true sense ease of doing business. It takes a lot of effort to become India's number one, where almost every state is competing and rolling out the red carpet for large investment. And in that competitive environment, to attract so much of large investment, my huge appreciation and hats off to the state officers and CM Saab for achieving it. As a Avada group, we are going to be investing hugely into integrated energy story, into solar, wind, pumped hydro project, along with a large green ammonia and green hydrogen project in the state. We are looking forward to starting the project as soon as we get all our approvals and permission. The reason our board approved that large investment is because of favorable policy environment for business and proactiveness of state government in identifying the land bank, identifying the grid, identifying pumped hydro location, as well as location for green hydrogen and its variants. So thank you, state government. Thank you, Honorable CM Saab, for taking this lead. I would like to thank on behalf of Avada family to you and your entire team for the tireless efforts in organizing the event and closely analyzing and approving the investment proposal. Wish you all the best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for that. Now, Andhra Pradesh also leverages its existing pharmaceutical, biotech, and medical device clients to develop future-focused strategies. And this next company that does this, I'd like to invite them up on stage. We'd like to invite the founder and CEO of Laurus Labs, Shri Satyanarayana Chava, for his address. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Honorable Cabinet Minister of the Government of India, Kishan Reddy Garu, Ministers on the dais, and representatives of the people and the administration on the dais, the growth pillars of the country, industry giants sitting on the stage, off the stage, friends, good morning to all of you. There are few sectors Andhra Pradesh is doing good and will continue to do very well. Logistics, because of the long coastline. Green energy, because of the initiatives taken by the government. And pharmaceutical industry. These three sectors, Andhra is leading the country. In some cases, maybe leading the world as well. Why I'm saying the pharmaceutical industry, this state will do very well. The state has several largest API factories in the world. I'm not talking about the country. World's largest API factories are located in the state. To name, Hetero Labs has a 500-acre complex at Nakapal. That is the world's largest API factory. Divi's has another 500-acre world's largest API factory. Aurobindo has another world's large-scale API factory. Dr. Reddy's has another integrated zero-discharge global-scale factory in Paidabhimvaram. And our company, Laras, also has one of the world's largest factory in Paravada. So, earlier, the combined state used to be called as a bulk drug capital of the country. Even after the states were separated, the Andhra still retained the leadership in the bulk drugs. So Andhra definitely is the bulk drug capital of the country even today. Maybe even in the future, maybe Andhra will become the bulk drug capital of the world as well. Why I'm saying, for example, I can give my own case. Our first team member we recruited in 2007, and today we have 8,000 team size right now. We grew from 1 employee in 2007, we grew to 8,000 by end of 2022. That was possible only because of the ecosystem available around the state and proactive government, proactive bureaucracy. As people were talking about the reachability of the leaders, both government as well as administration, I think they definitely deserve a big applause from all the industries who are operating from the state. And another factor here, I'll give a few examples why the state will continue to do very well. Along with us, many of the industries produce 75% of the world HIV drugs are made in Andhra Pradesh. I'm not joking. 75% of the world HIV drugs are produced in Andhra Pradesh. Maybe diabetes drugs, cardiovascular, many other drugs, Andhra produces lion's share of the drugs what world needs. So this state, I'm sure, will continue to do very well in the pharmaceutical sector. And this pharmaceutical segment, I think there is no need for state to market. I think they have done exceedingly well. I think if they put more industrial areas, more investments will come. If you write 10 big names of pharmaceutical companies in the country, they have their operations in Andhra. That is the way this pharmaceutical sector is growing, and I'm very glad that we have committed to invest further in the pharmaceutical sector here. Not only in the pharmaceutical API sector, we also have a formulation factory. We are also planning to invest in fermentation in Vizag. So our investment, our commitment will continue to be there for the state. And I wish the government as well as the administrators for doing such a great job. And another advantage for the state is leading in digital drive. That is helping in the decision making process much faster, much transparent. Even in the drug controller applications, and also we get approvals much faster than many other states elsewhere. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to continue to invest in the state and be part of the growth of the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Satyanarayana Chava Garu. from advanced R&D capabilities to world-class manufacturing facilities to developing new cures for challenging diseases, pharmaceutical companies have found a home in Andhra Pradesh. We would like to invite onto the dais Managing Director of Hetero Group of Companies, Dr. Vamsi Krishna Bandi, to address this gathering, please.
Honorable Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu, Honorable Union Cabinet Minister Kishan Reddy Garu, other Cabinet Ministers, bureaucrats, eminent personalities from industry and other esteemed guests, I am honored to be here today. Today in the pharmaceutical sector worldwide, it is well known that India is playing a leading global role and Andhra Pradesh continues to play a significant role to achieve this status. Post-pandemic, as more countries look at India as a partner of choice in pharmaceutical sector, Andhra Pradesh is ideally placed to take advantage because of a well-established ecosystem. Under the leadership of late Chief Minister Dr. Y.S. Reddy Garu, the pharmaceutical policy has been established to initiate Visakhapatnam as a pharma hub. This initiative has led to today's pharma city and home to many pharmaceutical companies. Hetero Group is a 2.5 billion enterprise engaged in pharmaceutical products globally. Hetero is one of the beneficiaries of the AP government pharmaceutical policy. Hetero has its largest manufacturing campus spread across 500 acres in Nakkapalli, Visakhapatnam, which was built over the last decade with an investment of over 2,500 crores. We employ today about 10,000 employees directly and indirectly in Andhra Pradesh. Hetero supplies about 40% of global HIV medicines and all of this manufactured in Andhra Pradesh. We have also committed our CSR initiatives in collaboration with Government of Andhra Pradesh in education sectors such as Nadu Nedu program by adopting about 400 schools. I would like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister for constant support and encouragement for our company to work here. We are committed to Andhra Pradesh and will continue to expand our presence here. We will be investing about 1,000 crores in Andhra Pradesh over the next 2 years to grow our pharmaceutical and specialty business. This will generate an employment of a minimum of 3,000 people. Under the able leadership of our Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu, the pharmaceutical sector in Andhra Pradesh will prosper and attract significant investment and employment opportunities. I thank you for giving me this opportunity today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insights. Now, moving on, our next speaker is someone who will be talking about how the state has continuously supported investor companies in their business journeys here. I'd like to invite the Chief Executive Officer of Saint-Gobain, Asia Pacific and India, Shri Santanam B, for his address.
Congratulations to the Honorable Chief Minister. Please do young, dynamic and visionary, but also a lot of warmth and camaraderie in the way he has felicitated all the guests, all his esteemed guests. Thank you to the Honorable CM. To conclude the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023, may I now request the Special Chief Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investment to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Karikal Valavanji, to give the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Honorable Union Minister of Tourism and Culture, Sri Gudivada Amarnath Garu, Honorable Minister for Industries, IT and Infrastructure, Government of AP, Honorable Ministers in the State Government, Honorable MPs, MLAs and MLCs, distinguished industries leaders on the dais, country industrial delegations, industry leaders, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw close to the power-packed Andhra Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2023 in the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam, it is my proud privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks. On behalf of the 54 million people of Andhra Pradesh, I would like to express my deepest appreciation and profound gratitude to our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu, for his leadership, not only towards conduct of this summit, but also for his vision, conviction and direction towards developing our state of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, the 4 pillars highlighted by you yesterday, namely greenification, infrastructure development, digitization and enterprise development, emphasize your focus on economic development while also keeping the environment as well as the enterprise as the fulcrum for all policies and interventions in the state. Sir, the success of the summit today in terms of the participation as well as the promise of investment clearly highlights the industry's belief in the state of Andhra Pradesh and in the state's rich prospects under your leadership. I would also like to graciously thank our Honorable Union Ministers, Sri Sarbanand Sonowalji and Sri Kishan Reddy ji for their presence today and support to the state of Andhra Pradesh, especially in the development of the maritime and tourism sectors, which are both strategic priority sectors for the state of Andhra Pradesh. On behalf of the state government, we are grateful to each one of the 120 and odd keynote speakers and the panelists for leading enriching deliberations with their wealth of experience across 15 sector sessions and 4 country sessions. I thank all the foreign and domestic delegates, national and local industry associations and media for their presence and support during the summit. Your presence provides us with the encouragement and the confidence to constantly strive to work closely with the industry. To all the companies, corporations, departments and exhibitors who set up their stalls at the exhibition pavilion, we are grateful to your execution for a vibrant and colorful pavilion. I would also like to convey our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Minister, Sri Bugana Rajannath Garu and Sri Gudiwada Amarnath Garu for their continuous guidance through the domestic road shows and the conduct of this summit. Today's summit celebrates the immense efforts over the past few months made by all the state government departments under the leadership of the Chief Secretary Sri Javagar Reddy and the leadership of the respective secretaries and heads of the departments. We are grateful to the local district administration and the district collector and the commissioner of police and their teams for ensuring the smooth conduct of the summit. To my entire team for the Industries Department and Infrastructure Department, the Director of Industries, Dr. Sujuna, and the CEO AP Maritime Board, Sri Shanmohan, and the AP EDB, thank you for your untiring efforts towards organizing summit and making it a successful. Lastly, I would also like to appreciate the efforts of our knowledge partner, the KPMG, our event partner, CII, and our event management agency, the Times Network, for their support throughout the planning and organizing of the summit. On behalf of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, I thank each and every one of you once again and look forward to continuing our support post-summit as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that meaningful conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have some very exciting performances lined up.
That's right, that's right. But first, we just want to thank the Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Union Ministers. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you to all our dignitaries who have joined us here today at the valedictory session of the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause
Huge
for
round
our
of applause for the dignitaries.
One second.
Please do stay with us in the hall because we have some very interesting cultural performances lined up for you. A very pleasant surprise.
Exactly. Now, so as we've been talking through the day, there is a lot more left. In fact, Deepika, we have some MOUs also that we have to celebrate here. In fact, earlier in the day we did some of them, but some more of them.
With the Department of Tourism, some in the renewable energy
Different,
sector,
yes,
pharmaceuticals, healthcare. I think we saw a lot of MOUs being signed this morning between Hall 1 and this main plenary hall.
Also, we've got some very interesting cultural performances. We have, there is a performance by a very interesting group who will be performing Kuchipudi, which is,
it's the traditional classical dance form of Andhra Pradesh.
And it has its roots deep in ancient Hindu Sanskrit text of Natya Shastra. It's welcoming the team. It'll be Navratna Alu. This will be happening very shortly. After that, Deepika, what do we have lined up after that?
After that, we have a phenomenal act. We're going to be mesmerized by somebody who's been described by Billboard magazine as a visionary composer and music producer, Karsh Kale. So these are the two stellar performances that you can look forward to, Navaratnalu and Karsh Kale.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there's a lot of movement happening on stage. We are getting ready for the next set of performances. In the meantime, after this short break, we have three exciting things, Deepika. We have the MOUs that we spoke about. Different departments, the IT department also has some MOUs that they will be getting signed after this break. We will have the Kuchipudi performance of Navratnalu.
And the grand finale will be Karsh Kale.
That's right. And so, but ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, may we request you to quickly grab lunch. You can have lunch. We will be opening lunch shortly by the time you reach. As you exit the hall at the back, it's on the right side. If you're facing the stage, it's on your left. That's where the dining area is for all the delegates. Please do head there and request you to have a quick lunch and come back here, because you do not want to miss these three important things that are making up the closing of the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit, which are the MOUs, the dance
Kuchipudi dance performance, and the musical performance by Karsh Kale.
So we request you to be back here in an hour at 1:45 p.m. 1 hour, 1:45 p.m. Request you to be here. Thank you so much. We will see you shortly.